one thing that I've noticed about becoming a new loan officer is that there's so many questions that people have that they don't know. And there's even just me just getting into the industry, there's so many things that I learned that I didn't know before. What I did was I went ahead and I created this guide, and I call it a home buying guide, and it basically tells you everything that you would need to know in order to purchase a home. So I'm gonna go over this in videos. I'm probably not gonna go over all of it in this video, but I'm going to start going over these topics that's in here because they're very, very, very informative, and it's just information that people need to know. So the things that I'm going to be talking about in this whole series, I don't know if I'm going to make a series. I don't know if I'm going to just make one whole video. I'm still trying to like figure out what exactly I want to do with it. But the things that we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about what is in a mortgage payment. So when people look at getting a home, they think, oh, I'm just going to have to make my payment. Like when you are renting, you are just paying your monthly rent. But it's different when you have a home. You're paying your mortgage, you're paying taxes, insurance, and all those other things. There's more than just the rent that you are paying on your home. So we're going to talk about what is all in the mortgage payment. We're going to break each thing down. I'm going to give you information on how it works and what is all included in that mortgage payment. We're going to be talking about some terms you need to know. So during this home buying process, there's going to be some terms that your loan officer, your real estate agent may be bringing up to you on a frequent basis. So I'm going to be just giving you guys a few terms so that you'll know, like, okay, this is what this means. When they say this is what that means. So terms that you need to know. We're going to be talking about what the lender looks for. So when you are trying to get a home, what exactly is it that they're going to be looking at to see if you are going to be able to get the approval for this home? So we're going to be going into your credit. We're going to be going into your income. We're going to be going into your assets. We're going to be going into everything that me as a loan officer, and also a lender, person that's going to be the bank that's going to be loaning you the money to get the home loan, what are they going to be looking at? So we're going to be talking about that. And then we're going to talk about all the types of different loans you have. So when it comes to your loan options, what I've come to realize and what I've come to learn is that there's loan options like conventional, FHA, VA, stuff like that. But then there's also, I call them like little subcategories. So like, for example, for FHA loan, there's different types of FHA loans you can do. Like, for example, there is a loan where I am helping this guy. His dad has a home, and his dad wants to sell him his home, but he's not going to sell him the home based off of what what the home is worth. He's basically giving him it's called a gift of equity. So pretty much it's allowing the borrower to be gifted the equity that's in the home to put towards the closing costs and down payment. So there's not just, FHA, VA, conventional, USDA. Like, yes, those are loan options you have, but then there's way more little loan options you have as well. There's different types of loans, I-10 loans, like there's so many different types of loans, but we're going to be talking about the main ones. So we're going to talk about the main loan types that you will be running into. And then we're going to be talking about costs. So when you're buying a home, there's different costs that's associated with that. So your closing costs, your fees, and all that. So we're going to be talking about all the fees that you're going to be looking at, and what is going to be like your fees, and then your estimated, like, okay, this is how much estimated you should be looking into. And then we're going to be talking about how to calculate your debt to income ratio. So like, that's the most important thing that people ask a lot, is like, how do I know if I'm qualified to buy a home? They're going to want to see, what are your debts, what is your income, and are you making enough money to cover your debts and also take on a mortgage? That's just the long story short version. But basically, we're going to figure out, I'm going to show you guys how you were able to calculate it. So then we are going to be talking about the process. So there's the step-by-step process. So there's a total of 10 steps that I put on here. These are like the main steps that you're gonna be having to go through in order to go through a process of getting a home. And I'm gonna go over each step with you guys, step by step, on what it takes for you guys to purchase your first home. The process in detail. And then I'm gonna talk about some things you don't wanna do. There's things that when you are applying for a home, or if you've gotten a pre-qualification, there's things that you don't want to do because it could potentially hurt your chances of you getting that home loan. For example, if you are buying a new home, then you probably don't want to go buy a car because that's going to mess your debt to income ratio up. That's going to add on more debt to where you have to pay, and then you may not be able to, your income and debt may not match up to where you are able to be approved for that home loan. And then we're going to be going over some steps to take. Now, after everything, after I provided you with the information, after we go over everything, what do we go from there?